So broadly speaking, the process that gets covered in the mortuary module is the patient can come to an emergency the casualty wing. The patient, when they are in the say particular ward or in admission stage, so their patient details, death details needs to be updated there. So after updating the death status of the patient, then the dead patient has to be accepted in the mortuary. And there is also a possibility that the patient might have died outside the hospital, and they only need to directly come to a mortuary, not to a casualty or not to a ward or anywhere. So they will directly come to a mortuary. In that case also, the offline disease acceptance can be handled in a offline manner. And once the dead patient has been accepted in the mortuary, after that the remaining process will be handing over. So the body needs to be handed over either to a relative, or it can be handed over to a police. So all those processes gets covered here. We will go step by step in each of these. So as I said, like the first stage will be updating the death status of a patient. So it can happen in the casualty, or it can happen in the IPD also. So when you need to go to a patient death detail page, and then you enter the CR number. After entering the CR number, the patient details will come, and whatever episodes that are active, so that will come here, and it is an admitted status and all that will come. So after that, they need to update the death related episode information. So now they have to update here the date of death, time of death, the manner of death, like a reason how the death occurred, and the verification date and time can be indicated, and the consultant who is confirmed or verified, that information also can be updated here. In addition to that, there will be some more information, like the cause of death also needs to be updated. And you have an option here to indicate the handing over details here. Once you updated the patient detail, death related information, now there are three possibilities. One, you hand over to directly to a relative, and then that completes the process. Or you will like hand over to a police in case of medical legal considerations. And then finally, you will also send that body to the mortuary. So these three possibilities will come in the handing over status. So if you click on the handover to details, if you check on it, then it will open this option. Where do you want to hand over? The handing over information has to be selected here. Suppose like the handing over information has been updated to relatives. So in that case, it will ask the relative name, the relative relationship, and the address of a relative, and then it will also generate a certificate. The provisional death certificate that also can be generated here. If a certification is required, then we can check this one, and then you click on the save button. So after that, the certificate gets generated. We will see the certificate format. And in the second scenario, where the body has to be handed over to a police, so you will select hand over to police, and then the other information that has to be updated. So like minimal information that is required: the officer name, officer designation, the belt number, and then you will click on the print option if the certificate is to be printed, and you will save it. So this is a certificate that gets generated, is a provisional certificate, a standard certificate. So if there is any change in the format required, so it can be communicated through a coordination committee. So we will further consider that. So now let us see how the body can be accepted in the mortuary. Okay. So in that case, the deceased acceptance information will contain the information of the list of patients who are dead, and then you select the patient case, and after that you will be able to see the other information. Like there are four options available here. So if a patient needs to be taken into a mortuary, then you will select the first option, which is a body in the mortuary. Then you will also have an option of body handing over if you want to hand over to a relative or a police. Then the third option, if the body is to be kept only on the stretcher, that will be there. And then the body storage option will come if you need to actually transfer or shift to another storage facility. So after selecting the option, you click on the save button, and then it will ask in the mortuary if it is to be stored, which chamber the body needs to be placed in, the chamber, the rack, and the details of the storage information that can be updated and saved. So this is a offline disease acceptance thing where there is no active episode available for that patient. Like patient neither in the OPD or casualty or in a IPD. The patient just supposing there was an accident and the patient body needs to be placed in the mortuary. In that case, you need to click on the CR number and then the patient details will come. So what if the patient whose body needs to be placed is not covered in the medical beneficiaries and the CR number is not generated? In that case, once the details have been patient details have been updated, again the same set of information has to be updated here. The chamber details, the rack, and the storage related information, and you save it. So the body status and logs will be maintained here. So this is the list of all the deceased who are available in the thing. And after that, like once the body is maintained in the mortuary, after that you need to hand over also at some point of time to either to relative or a police. So then you will click on the body handover option. After that, you will select to whom it is being handed over, and you will save it. So the rest of the process will be the same thing. So you will choose in case of relative, you will select you will enter the relative name, relationship, and the address and other contact details, and you will hand over that. So